James. Welcome to Marco Island and your July 2025 international meeting. We are on the path to $1 billion. Along that path is higher income levels, new club achievements, a skyrocketing stock price, and generational wealth for you and your family. And the path is clear. It's personal development through coaching and advanced follow days. It's mastering your craft and working a daily success plan. It's becoming a wardrobe master and growing our women's business. This week will be full of fun with our CEO dinners at Ario on Monday and Tuesday night, President's Club formal night on Wednesday night, and beautiful white sand beaches every night. And you will have guides all along the way as you chart your path to success. So Tom James, are you ready? Then get to your feet and welcome your MCs, LeVar Smith and Sheila Khanna. Here we grow.
Oh my, what up, Sheila? Perfect. Give yourselves a hand. Look at how beautiful everybody is, Sheila.
Y'all look great. You look tan. He's got his own fan club.
Where's ATL out? Don't leave Sheila out, ATL. Where y'all at? All right. We equal opportunity over here.
Home away from home, being back at Marco Island.
Yes. How does it feel, y'all? You excited? This place is beautiful, right? It's amazing. You've been here so many times now, right?
I mean, y'all, let's see, 38 minus 10. I mean, I've been here for like 28 plus years.
Wow. You might as well change the name of the hotel.
I mean, it's kind of my favorite place. I heard also some new kiddos are coming to the Marco Island Resort this summer.
That's right.
You got the whole family here?
First time. I got that family package, man. So they up in the house. I'm excited.
Now, you know what that means. You have to hit it every single summer from here on because all your girls are going to remind you that you have to hit this every summer.
Wow.
Get ready.
If I can be like Naresh, then that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do.
Goals.
Yes, for sure.
Well, I think we're carrying over a theme. These look kind of familiar, right? Here we grow.
Continuation from our theme in January, guys.
Yeah. Talking about consistency, great customer service, growing our women's business.
Yes.
Office culture.
Office culture, all of those good things. Because one wise man once said, that's what makes life so much fun, right? It's to grow and to get better at what you do. Come on, y'all know it. And so that's what it's all about, is growth, y'all. And we're excited.
But we also have some pretty fun things going on,
we
right?
Do.
Y'all saw we have 2 nights of CEO dinner. How many of y'all hit this thing? Come on.
Everybody going to CEO dinner? It's going to be exciting.
Good Lord.
Back at the place, Ario.
Ario, right? Yes. You'll be there, it sounds like.
I'm going to be in the building drinking on Todd's wine. I can't wait.
Save some wine for everybody else, okay?
I will.
God. And then we even have our President's Club members this year, right?
Yes, Wednesday nights.
God, this is going to be a week to remember. I can't wait to hear y'all's speeches. I'm sure the rest of us are anxious too.
Yes, always one of the most inspiring nights of the year, right?
Yes, always. I always bring something back from what these new partners and some tenured partners teach us along the way.
That's right. So how shall we kick it off the rest of the session today?
I mean, I kind of like giving away some free clothes.
Yeah.
Does anybody else like it?
Let's do a drawing, y'all. Let's keep it going.
Let's see, what's this one for today? We have a designer classic package for our lucky winner. What, y'all don't like free clothes? What's happening here? Did you take any bribes beforehand?
Maybe not. All right, let's reach here. I'm gonna let you do the honors. I'm gonna hand it to you. There you go.
Oh, this one looks familiar.
Oh, wow.
6, 7, 8, 1, 7. Where's Mrs. Stephanie Carrington in the house?
Woo! Where you at, Stephanie? Where you at? There she goes. Come on down. You are the next contestant. Way to go. Congratulations. Come on, take a little photo with us. All right, congratulations, Stephanie.
All for you. You want to give it away?
All right, it's back in there, y'all. It's back in there. Give it up for Steph,
That is
y'all.
a big heart right there, Stephanie. Y'all, she's giving you another opportunity. Oh my gosh, please don't drop this.
All right, can you get in there? Don't look.
Not
no peeking.
cheating. I hope that's just one. 6, 3, 9, 7, 0. Where's Mr. Alex Homer?
Oh, Alex from Houston, Texas. Get on over here, man. One of the sharpest dudes in the biz. All right, you gonna gift it?
Uh-oh. Are y'all ready for this? Impromptu.
If this is your first meeting, raise your hand.
Oh, man. Man, first time for everything.
Wow.
I love
Oh,
it.
this is crazy. Daniela Salas, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo!
That's awesome. Thank you, Alex.
There's never a dull moment here.
Daniela, come on up.
You
Come on
gotta
up,
get
Daniela.
a picture.
Daniela, come get a picture real quick. And we
You
gotta
can't
get your name.
escape this.
Over there. Which side are we doing? Is it coming over here? Come on over here, girl.
Come on up. Man, I wish that happened at my first meeting.
All
Congratulations.
right. Thank you.
Great job.
Daniela Celis. Talk about the luck of the draw.
Heck yes.
Wow.
Literally.
All righty.
Please welcome our executive team to the stage to recognize our top rookies for 2024.
Dun, dun, dun.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us on stage, executive team. Guys, we get to honor our very best first-year partners, our top rookies. They are the partners who sold 750 units in their first 12 months after training. And so we get to honor them this morning. If you can line up on the side, thank you very much. And once we call your name, you will join our executive team for a picture here to our right. And then you will remain on stage for a group photo at the very end. All right? Let's get it started, Sheila.
First, we've got Matt Freed
Yeah.
from Cleveland, selling 750.31 units.
Woo-hoo. From Orange County, Miss Camille Quinn. 759.17
Let us see
units.
that.
Amazing.
And then we've got Brigitte Bonura out of South Florida. 768.49 units. Way to go.
And from Roanoke, Virginia, Miss Reagan Heath. Top rookie. She sold 772.96 units in her first year.
Woo!
Oh, shit.
Can we please welcome Miss Danielle Tremblay from South Florida? 776.81 units. Give it up for Danielle.
And out of Jacksonville, Florida, Mr. Josh Sparks. Yes, sir. My man sold 897.58 units in his first 12 months. Way to go, Josh.
From Washington, D.C., welcome Caroline Carter. Ooh, 909.76 units, y'all.
Wow.
Give it up for Caroline.
Way to go, Caroline. That's awesome. Also out of Washington, D.C., Miss Lily Boswell. Wow. Is that President's Club in her first year?
Wow.
1,001.76 units.
Man, competition gets high now.
It really is. Unbelievable.
And then out of Tampa, Florida, give it up for Giovanna Malacote Salaberry. And in a beautiful tweed, might I add.
I like it, I like it. Representing.
1,008.08 units.
Amazing.
Phew.
Next up, from Washington, D.C., Mr. Elliot Ortel. What are they doing in the nation's capital?
There's some good water over there, I'm just saying.
Elliot sold 1,074.12 units in his first 12 months. It's a wonderful job.
Whew. Oh, man, Washington, D.C. Let's give it up for Julia Kay.
Wow.
1,090.43 units. Good Lord, Washington.
That's awesome. And from Birmingham, Alabama, Miss Lexi McCulley. Lexi sold 1,092.65 units in her first 12 months, y'all.
Out of Baltimore, let's give it up for Sophia Hudak. 1,093.68 units. Phew!
Getting after it. No games. And now from Boston, Massachusetts, we have Demetra Karyofiles. Way to go, Demetra. 1,096.70 units in her first year.
I know, we might have to have y'all squeeze just a little bit. There's so many of you. It's a great problem to have. We've got now, y'all, the Rookie of the Year, Chrissy Gatto.
Yeah! Wow!
1,115.28 units. Y'all give it up
Yeah!
for Chrissy.
Chrissy, 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 Chrissy. From New York. All right, we got to get a group photo in here. How are we going to do this? Ladies and gents, our top rookies. Let's give it up again for our top rookies. Chrissy, you stay on stage. Don't go nowhere. Way to go, y'all. Killing it.
Way to go, y'all.
Unbelievable.
Killing it.
And
Especially
now,
this one.
to say some words about our top rookie, let's bring up from New York, Miss Melissa Marzik. Give her a hand, y'all.
So today, I have the absolute honor and privilege of recognizing Chrissy Gatto as our 2023 Rookie of the Year. Woo! Before we celebrate Chrissy's incredible accomplishments, I want to first recognize the people who have been her biggest cheerleaders and supporters, her parents, Sarah and Ken, and her boyfriend, who's here today, Anthony. I would also like to recognize Chrissy's leadership, Miranda Murdoch and John Cardos. Miranda, I have watched you get in the trenches, doing the work right alongside Chrissy, showing up day in and day out. John, you've consistently worked to remove obstacles and keep Chrissy focused, always on the bigger picture. And to the New York office, they say it takes a village, and it really does. Thank you to the entire team for being a part of Chrissy's journey. After graduating from Clemson University, Chrissy began her career in January of 2023 as an SDR. And let me tell you, she came ready to go. Regardless of the time of day, you would hear Chrissy dialing, making call after call, contact after contact, setting appointment after appointment. It was clear right from the beginning she was on a fast track to becoming a sales partner. She officially began selling in April of 2023. Chrissy achieved ATS in her third selling month and continued on to add 121 new clients and achieve President's Club in her first year. But what stood out most to me wasn't just the numbers. It was that not a single thing had changed about Chrissy's habits from day one as an SDR. Her consistency and attitude have always been and still are her greatest strengths. She's in the office at the same time every single morning. She hits the phones with the same "don't rack your brain" script every day, and she never compromises on her biggest non-negotiable of adding 15 fresh names every single day. Through the consistency of those small, controllable habits, I've watched how Chrissy's quiet confidence and maturity has grown. I've seen her selflessly invest in building up the people around her, both in and out of the New York office. Chrissy is an example of what happens when you put your head down, focus on the work, and let your actions speak louder than words. Chrissy is kind, she's selfless, she's driven, positive, disciplined, supportive, and someone I'm so grateful to call a partner and a teammate. It is with so much pride and excitement that I ask you all to stand and help me welcome Chrissy Gatto, Rookie of 2023.
Okay, thank you. Never in a million years did I actually think I'd earn this award. Honestly, I've felt a lot of imposter syndrome because of it, but here we are. And while that feeling of disbelief has lingered, it's also pushed me to reflect on how far I've come. Today, I'll share a few lessons I've learned from my first year, and most importantly, recognize the people who helped me get here. To start, Melissa, thank you for always challenging me to believe in what's possible and to never settle. Your leadership has inspired me to aim higher and keep striving for more. Looking back, it's hard to believe how much I've grown. When I first started, the idea of staying at a 5 didn't exist. My top priority was President's Club. I wanted to go on a free vacation, but more importantly, I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. I followed our habits, get 15 floats, make 85 dials. I gave my best effort, even when it cost me my sanity. Then came a turning point. It was week 4, and I was about $20,000 away from hitting ATS. Miranda was spending the day with me, and I knew if I stacked the day right, we could get it done. We ended up seeing 7 people and only sold 1 corporate image suit. I went straight into hysterics and told Miranda that everything I had worked so hard for was pointless and not worth it. And it was only Wednesday. Miranda, there's a 0% chance I'd be standing here without you. Your steady presence, positive outlook, and unwavering belief in me made even the hardest days feel a little lighter. I'm endlessly grateful for your leadership and even more for your friendship. That night, I cried my entire 2-hour commute home. Still living at my childhood home, I don't know how my parents put up with me. There were far more tear-filled nights than I would like to admit. Mom, your compassion, selflessness, and constant willingness to help others inspires me every single day. I hope to grow into even half the woman you are. Dad, you've always taught me to think bigger and never give up. Thank you for being my example and instilling in me that Gattos never quit. Anthony, your constant support and belief carried me through the hardest moments. I couldn't have done this without you. The next morning, I almost gave up on the month and canceled my one last appointment, but got on the train anyway. When I arrived, I gave the pitch, sounded super robotic, and he ended up buying 3 sport coats, 6 pants, and 5 shirts, all in Oxford. To the New York office, thank you for your support and for making this small win feel so special. Coming back to champagne popping in the kitchen was a moment I'll never forget. And John, thank you for always helping with measuring, delivering, and fitting. I feel lucky to be part of such an encouraging team. Don't see anything else? I promise I'm not done, but nothing? Okay, I could take out my phone for the rest, I guess. Okay, give me 2 seconds. All right. Okay. This moment became my anchor and taught me 4 key lessons that carried me through the rest of the year. First, the importance of staying at a 5. In a job full of highs and lows, success comes from learning how to stay steady, how to not let the bad days break you or the good ones carry you away. Second, always show up, especially when it's hard and feels like there's no point. The days when you feel like hiding are often the most important days to be present. Third, consistency wins. Consistent effort, even when it feels like it's not working, will open doors you never thought you'd walk through. One float, one appointment, one yes can change everything as long as you don't give up. And fourth, confidence is built. It's built through keeping small promises, showing up when it's uncomfortable, and following through when it would be easier not to. Real confidence is built in effort, not the outcome. Learning to stay steady, show up, stay consistent, and build confidence was essential to my growth. Success isn't about getting it perfect. It's about showing up with effort and belief, even when it's tough. The lessons I've learned and the people who supported me helped me become someone I'm proud of and reminded me that with steady effort and self-belief, anything is possible. Thank you.
Good afternoon. The day that we declare a dividend is the day that we distribute the profits of Tom James to its owners. And at Tom James, there are no owners outside the company. You are the owners of Tom James. So while most days of the year we are paid based upon our sales, our production, our hours worked, and so on, today is the day that we are paid for being an owner of this business. At the July 2019 sales meeting, we announced a new procedure regarding the valuation of our stock. Up until that time, the fair value per share of Tom James stock was only set once a year, on May 1st. An entire year would have to pass before another price would be set. But we decided that we wanted our people to see the rewards of their efforts sooner. And so we decided to begin setting our share price twice a year, on April 1st and October 1st. But we made no change to our dividend schedule. When it declared, a dividend continued to be paid just once per year on or around March 1st, based upon our previous year's results. An entire year would have to elapse before another dividend might be declared. Just as waiting another year for a share price change is too long, the board of directors decided that a year is also too long to wait for a dividend announcement. So at the January 2025 International Sales Meeting in Orlando, we announced the board will now meet twice per year to consider declaring a dividend, in January and July. Each potential, yeah, give that some love. Each potential dividend would be based on our results for the previous season. So a January dividend would be based upon our fall results, and a July dividend would be based on our spring results. When we declare a dividend, we're actually talking about two different payments: a dividend, which is calculated on paid shares, and a stock bonus, which is calculated on unpaid shares and options. For other stocks, a dividend is only paid on shares which have been issued. But Tom James made a decision long ago to also pay a stock bonus on unpaid shares and options too. We may be the only company in the world to ever do that. But it gets even better. Tom James sales professionals had the ability to increase their stock bonus based upon their performance against quota. This is called the stock bonus multiplier. Because we are switching from once a year to twice a year for potential dividend announcements, we wanted to make sure that everyone gets the best of both worlds during the transition. Therefore, if we declare a July dividend, we will use the higher of the calculation for 2024 and the calculation based upon spring 2025. This will ensure that a strong stock bonus multiplier from 2024 will apply fully in 2025, while simultaneously offering an opportunity to improve in spring of 2025. For all future dividends, the stock bonus multiplier will be based solely on the previous season. On Wednesday, June 25th, the Board of Directors met to discuss the possibility of declaring a dividend based upon our spring results. We concluded that we would not declare a dividend at this meeting unless our spring results, cash position, and prospects for the fall would allow us to make such a decision prudently. The board met again this morning to continue the conversation. We again concluded that we would not declare a dividend unless it was significant and meaningful and consistent with our spring results, cash position, and prospects for the fall. I would like to present you now with the board's decision. The dividend on spring 2025 results will be paid to shareholders of record as of July 1st, 2025. The dividend on spring 2025 results will be paid on August 1st of 2025. The dividend on spring 2025 results will be paid on paid shares, unpaid shares, options, and net worth building units. The dividend on spring 2025 results will be 17 cents per share. 17 cents per unpaid share, option, and net worth building unit. And finally, every active employee who owns shares will receive at least $250, no matter how many shares or options they hold. The total amount distributed to all shareholders on August 1st will be $2,815,450. And when combined with the 16 cents per share dividend already paid on March 1st, it will come to $5,513,571, 33 cents per share, and $500 minimum for every active shareholder in the company. These are both all-time records. On Monday, the clock begins ticking towards a potential January 1st dividend announcement. As I said previously, a January 1st, 2026 dividend will be based solely on our results for fall of 2025. And the stock bonus multiplier will be based solely on fall 2025. What could that dividend be? There is no hidden reservoir of money that funds our dividends. Maintaining sales will not grow our dividend. It will diminish our dividend because our expenses go up every season. Focus on serving your clients with outfits and wardrobes in fall of 2025. Focus on achieving your next level of wardrobe masters. Focus on growing your women's business in fall 2025. Focus on growing new business in fall 2025. And please focus on building strong and vibrant office cultures in fall of 2025. I'd like to close with a quote from our founder, Spencer Hayes, and LeVar already hit this one, but it's a great one. We must realize that success isn't something that you get and you got it. It's something that's a journey, and you're never totally there. You're always learning. You're always improving. You can always figure out how to do better. That's what makes life exciting and fun, is to grow and get better at what you do. Congratulations and thank you. It is great to be in business with you.
Get away this fall to one of 2 iconic destinations for an unforgettable, luxurious weekend on your fall getaway trip for 2025. Grab your flannel overshirt and your passport because your first option is at the towering St. Regis Toronto in Ontario, Canada. On October 3rd through the 5th, right in the heart of the city, this world-renowned hotel offers elegance, exclusivity, and views that stretch beyond the skyline. You and a guest will enjoy 2 nights of double occupancy luxury, complete with round-trip airfare and a Saturday night group cocktail hour to toast to your achievements. You will also have an opportunity to enhance your experience with an extra night, a superior 1-bedroom suite upgrade, offering a spacious living room and a king-size bedroom wrapped in timeless luxury. Your choice of 3 different 60-minute bespoke massages for 2, deep relaxation, global stress relief, or the intuitive performance massage designed to renew body and mind. Elevate your evening with a fine dining experience for 2 at the iconic Louis Louis. Begin with a handcrafted cocktail or a glass of wine carefully selected by their sommelier. Enjoy tableside beef Wellington, an indulgent dessert with a skyline view from the 31st floor, or $600 to spend during your stay. Toronto awaits you and yours with breathtaking autumn views and crisp, comfortable weather. Cozy and cosmopolitan, you will love the culture, entertainment, and elevated shopping opportunities as you explore this one-of-a-kind international fall getaway destination.
Or, on October 17th through the 19th, find your escape in the timeless elegance of the Broadmoor, a Colorado Springs legend where classic charm meets Rocky Mountain majesty. Enjoy 2 nights of elegance at this 5-star hospitality, with round-trip airfare and a Saturday night cocktail celebration where you'll raise a glass to what you've achieved. This adventure is full of indulgence. When you hit the enhancement levels you will get to choose from, extending your stay through Sunday with an extra night, a 50-minute signature massage for 2 with full body aromatherapy, warm towel foot wrap, and total body relaxation. Tee up something unforgettable with an 18-hole round of golf for 2. Green fees, cart, range, locker rooms, and bag service all included. Treat yourself to a dinner for 2 at Summit, one of Colorado's finest dine-in experiences. With a pre-dinner cocktail, bottle of wine, and full-course meal, it's the perfect end to a perfect day. Or, choose $600 to spend any way you want during your stay, and the options are limitless. The Broadmoor in Colorado Springs is truly one of the most iconic and luxurious resorts in the United States. It has breathtaking views in every direction, especially in October with the golden aspens and crisp mountain air making a magical fall backdrop. And don't forget about its 2 championship golf courses that are legendary, having hosted several USGA championships and most recently, the US Senior Open.
2 destinations,
2 exclusive escapes.
1 well-earned reward,
The choice is yours when you sell Quota Plus 80 in July and August.
which is an average of Quota Plus 40 each month.
And how do you earn the enhancements?
That's coming during our closing session. So make a plan between now and then.
Which trip you want to attend, who will go with you, and how you're going to make it happen.
Where will you get away? The St. Regis in Toronto?
Or the Broadmoor in Colorado Springs.
Introducing our opening speaker, please welcome to the stage, Jeff Mitchell.
What's up, everybody? My name's Trevor DeJarnett. I knew I'd get a couple of those. Guns blazing is an idiom that means doing something with a lot of energy, enthusiasm, and determination. It implies a bold approach, often used to describe someone entering a situation with a strong and assertive attitude. The phrase originated from depictions of gunfights in westerns where characters would shoot from both guns as they charged into action. This is the first thing that comes to mind when I think of our opening speaker. When I first met our speaker, I saw a young, impressionable, and hungry young woman. She was certainly a little rough around the edges, but I've often described her to others as having the rawest form of potential of anyone I've ever met. I had the privilege of becoming her leader about 5 months into her career, and I was honestly nervous about whether or not she was going to stay at Tom James. But despite her rocky start, she didn't give up. I could tell she was a fighter. As we talked and got to know one another, I quickly noticed that she simply needed refining and guidance. She had this natural, unprocessed capacity for achievement, untapped possibilities that she possessed despite her skill or results. What she's shown me over the last 5 years is she is a perpetual student of growth. She still approaches life guns blazing, which is why people love her, except now she knows exactly what she's shooting for. Today, you get to see and hear the embodiment of what Tom James represents, the opportunity it provides. She is the epitome of a builder, of growth, and of the ownership mentality. She's an active campus recruiter, just came off her best season of her career, leads an 8-person organization, all while still being a loving partner to Jack and rescuing dogs off the side of the road every chance she gets. So listen up, take notes. I'm incredibly honored to have a small part of her journey, to work alongside her every day to build Houston, and to call her my friend and business partner. Everyone, please stand up and give a rowdy applause for Miss Brittany Gentry.
Oh, I thought I wasn't gonna cry like rehearsing, because I didn't, but Jeff is gonna be the reason I'm going into this emotional. So thank you, Jeff. Good afternoon, y'all. I'm so excited and grateful to be here with all of you. For those of you I haven't met yet, my name is Brittany Gentry, and I'm from the north side of Houston, Texas. I think it's funny, I always say I'd never move back, even though it's only 25 miles from where I live now. A few things about me. I'm the youngest of 2. My older brother and I have always been close, even though we were in very different seasons of life growing up. By the time I was in high school, he was married, and when I was in college, he had already made me an aunt. This might sound random, maybe not, because Jeff already alluded to how much I rescue animals, but growing up, we always had big dogs. For example, Dalmatians, Chow Chows, American Bulldogs, German Shepherd mixes, just to name a few. Looking back, I think I learned a lot about communication from those dogs. Sometimes I felt like connecting with people is even harder than communicating with an animal that doesn't speak your language. So quick throwback, my brother and I once told my mom we were going to the mall. This is the Instagram I posted revealing to her that we had actually gone to the animal shelter and we were bringing home 2 dogs. If you read the comments from bottom to top, this is like my second mom asking if it was true, and she tagged my mom, and my mom's like, yes, it's true. So these were my first 2 babies. On the left is Charlie and Champ. We already had Charlie. Now the black and white is Kobe, and then the one on the right is a dog that I rescued with a hog trap in this job. So at the time, my mom had thought that my dad would be the tough one, but he ended up saying, okay, fine, under one condition. You take full responsibility. That meant walking them, feeding them, and teaching Charlie to sit, shake, and stay. Looking back, I learned so much from that. The power of consistency, of structure, and the impact of positive reinforcement. In high school, I would wake up around 4:30 a.m. to go to CrossFit at 5. I'd feed the dogs around 6:15 to be at school by 7:15. I'd walk the dogs after school and play fetch out back. Taking care of them made me happy, and it gave me a sense of purpose that wasn't about me. But I have to rewind, though, because when I was 7, I started cheering competitively. I practiced multiple nights a week and competed out of town on the weekends. By high school, it was a full-time commitment. Cheer practice was a class during the day, conditioning after school, and then game nights. I did not always enjoy cheer, but I loved it, and it consumed me. I didn't realize it then, but I was learning how to lead informally at first. We didn't have captains, but I'd run warm-ups, lead full-outs, and call 8 counts. I was also serving as class president for 3 years. I think I've always felt that pull toward leadership. It wasn't about the spotlight for me. It was about the people, the preparation, and the process. But I also faced setbacks. Even in success, obstacles arise that are bigger than you expected, and resilience is key. I had a mental block with tumbling that lasted over a year, and this played a big role in me deciding not to pursue cheering at a collegiate level. If you've ever had one, you know how powerful the mind is, and that experience gave me a whole new respect for mental discipline and the importance of working through resistance. Every summer, even through college, I would do some kind of mission work abroad and local, and I learned to serve others and love all people. We would fundraise to afford the trips abroad, and though my family didn't take many vacations, these trips felt like one. Diving into other cultures and my faith, it has absolutely made the biggest impact on me. So my first question that I want to ask y'all to think about is, what perspective do you have of your past? Do you want that to define you? I haven't always looked back and thought about these things in such a positive manner, but I am so grateful for how I see my upbringing and the lessons I learned now. Wherever you are in the audience right now, I hope by me being vulnerable with you, it will challenge you to grow and push yourself. I want to continue to share a few personal stories that I think have played a key role in getting me where I am today and impacting who I am in the process of becoming. So fast forward to college, Texas A&M University, class of 2020. I showed up at orientation convinced I was going to be an accountant. I heard it was the language of business, and I liked that. I even got a job as an accounting assistant, and I kept it for over 2 years. But after getting a D in accounting and management, a B in marketing, and somehow an A in finance and my elective psychology, I realized something needed to change. I heard someone say marketing is the psychology of business, and that clicked. I switched majors and focused on professional selling and sales management in marketing. I spent my last 2 years doing sales role plays, giving feedback, and competing. I loved the competitive, high-energy environment and the real-world collaboration. That's when I first came across Tom James. I was intrigued, but I heard they didn't offer internships at the time, and so I got other experience. I realized I loved being in the field, meeting people, and solving real problems. I knew I wanted a career that didn't require weekends, but demanded personal growth and rewarded it too. Honestly, college was extremely tough for me. I knew whatever my career post-grad looked like needed to continue challenging me while being the vehicle for my growth. During my senior year, I bombed the International Collegiate Sales Competition at FSU. So this is my friend Christina. We both competed with A&M and our professor, Dr. Loring. But by this point, I had already had a phone interview and a Zoom call with Tom James. So I walked up to their booth with confidence, and I met Kiara Timmons and Ryden Bell. The energy was electric. Not fake, not forced, just real love for what they did and the company they represented. A week later, I was in the Houston office interviewing with Steve Calloway. He asked me at the end of the day, "How do you feel about making a decision?" I said, "I mean, if you offered me the job right now, I'd say yes." And that was it. October 2019, I was all in. At the time, I had already adopted a border collie named Kobe, and I even brought that up in my interview. I talked about how raising him taught me structure, routine, and discipline. Turns out those lessons were the foundation for the career I was about to start. A month later, I met Jack. By Christmas, I was meeting his family, and now I know that doesn't sound career relevant, but hang on. That holiday, Jack's mom asked me what I was planning to do after college. I told her proudly I've already signed with the company Tom James. She looked shocked and said, "Tom James, founded by Spencer Hayes?" And then she smiled and said, "My roommate and best friend from TCU is Julie. That's Spencer's daughter." So this is Julie and Kristen in 87, and then them now in 2025. So Jack's parents had literally stayed at Spencer's house multiple times. Imagine having the realization that your boyfriend's mom had known the founder of your company's family personally for over 30 years. That connection became deeply personal, and it's had a huge impact on me. It changed how I thought about my future with Tom James. Suddenly, Spencer wasn't just a name I'd heard in training. He became real. I heard stories about his character, his legacy, and what he built, not just from people in our company, but from people who would become my future family. And I thought, what would he think of our company today? I believe he'd be proud, not because we're perfect, but because we're growing, because we're evolving and still changing lives. That thought alone gave me a deeper sense of pride in the company I was joining. So I started in June 2020, fresh out of college, 22 years old. It was the middle of a pandemic, and COVID-19 was in full effect. My sales school, yes, took place in July, which, mind you, I was June sales school, but didn't go to like a training till July. And it was in Maryland. And then my first headshot was taken by another sales rep on their camera that they had brought to my first real company meeting, which was a divisional meeting in September 2020. And for me, that was Dallas. I was finally able to update my LinkedIn picture from my senior photos. While the world was full of uncertainty and I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted out of career, I did have a few goals that pushed me forward when I started. I knew I wanted to make a lot of money. I wanted to earn a closet full of custom clothing. I had dreams of opening an animal shelter one day, and I wanted to share this opportunity with more Aggies. And I hoped I could have future flexibility when I build little people of my own without sacrificing my income. And while these goals haven't changed, they've deepened. My first year was rough. I didn't hit any of the goals I set for myself. I was in a long-distance relationship with Jack, who was living in Nampa, practically Boise, Idaho. I'd visit him and meet more of his extended family, and they all knew Tom James. One of his uncles even gave me referrals to call on while I was visiting in 2021. That helped me realize that what we do is real. This opportunity changes lives if you let it. Our business grows through people, we build people, and people build the business, and everyone knows someone. Referrals aren't just a technique, they're how our business naturally grows. Up until I hit President's Club, I'd say my goals were still pretty surface level. I had a few coaches leading up to PC, and they'd probably say this nicely, but I was pretty immature and often self-centered. I wasn't honest with myself. I'd say the things they wanted to hear, but I would inconsistently follow through. I didn't have a team, and I wasn't in leadership yet. I definitely was not consistent with my non-negotiables, other than maybe exercising. Still, those early coaches were effective. They helped me navigate the distractions and uncertainties that came with being a 22 to 24-year-old trying to figure it all out. After I hit President's Club, I'll be honest, I still didn't stay consistent in many things. I was asked if I'd ever considered recruiting, and then around the same time about leadership. Recruiting made sense. I always felt like it was divine timing that I found Tom James, and I wanted to be the one who created that moment for someone else. Leadership, though, I had major imposter syndrome about. I thought, who am I to lead someone? I barely feel like I've figured this out myself. But a woman in my office who was a mom of 3 and a total tenured boss at the time called me and asked if I'd be open to meeting a potential hire. I said yes, and I took a leap of faith. That ride day changed everything. One of the most powerful things I've done since then was take the 4 tendencies quiz. Side note, I also recommend the 16 personalities. We did this as a leadership team, and it was so interesting. If you haven't, do it with your team. I found out, plain and simple, from the 4 tendencies, my tendency is to rebel. I'm not proud of this, but it made so much sense. I don't love being told what to do. Like, what if there's a better way? I want things to feel like my choice. Understanding that about myself helped me help myself become the better version of myself. I discovered my leader, Jeff, is an obliger, and so too was my first direct, Claire. We had different communication styles and motivators, but instead of fighting those differences, for example, Claire was the most prepared brand new person I could imagine. I'm so grateful she was my first hire. As I didn't have any of the leadership training we do now, she would come into one-on-ones with me with an agenda, her weekly incentives for herself, and ask she would tell me how she was going to reward herself for hitting X, Y, and Z that week. Whereas I would go into my one-on-ones with my leader, Jeff, of nearly 2 years, wondering what we were going to talk about, if we even needed to talk about anything. Claire was extremely type A, while Jeff was extremely type B, and I was in the middle. But we learned to work with these differences. That kind of understanding helped our team thrive. So over time, we'd still find ourselves in personality misunderstandings, so our leadership team started to develop a foundation. We wanted our values to show up in the way we lead and serve others. So here are a few that the Houston's leadership team stuck with. Attach yourself to principle, not people. Don't be right, be for what's right. Build yourself and others. Seek to understand. Speak the truth in love. Praise in public, confront in private. Don't assassinate someone's character, and reflect often. They sound simple, but they guide everything we do. They're on a board in our conference room, so they're not just leadership quotes, they're anchors. And they help me grow through some really humbling seasons. They give me a sense of purpose that runs way deeper than any goal, material reward, or trip ever could. I was over 3 years in when my first hire, Claire, came to me asking if she should apply for coaching. At the time, she had already hit PC and had a direct of her own. This hit pretty hard on a leadership level. Was I not good enough? Why does she need coaching? Then it hit me. Frankly, I had stopped doing consistent one-on-ones with her. She and I hadn't hit President's Cabinet Club, and I had a team of 6 people who weren't getting the attention they needed from me. That forced me to reflect. I was wearing a lot of hats and trying to wear them all alone. I knew I wanted to grow, but I also knew I needed help getting there. I felt like I wasn't being an effective leader. Claire was growing, but I wasn't showing up for her the way I needed to. So while Claire was in coaching, I saw how coaching was transforming my close friend Sarah Miller, who is in the Advanced Follow Day program with the Top 25 partner. Even though I was not eligible for that program yet, I listened, I applied what I could, like ideas for clients, effectively using rank between meetings, and counting down appointments booked. I told myself, once I hit 1,500 rolling, I'll apply for coaching. I know I'm just not consistent enough in my habits. Surely, that's all. I constantly blamed my sales not growing on all the other hats I was wearing aside from sales. But the truth is, I was procrastinating. Creatively avoiding accountability. If I'm honest, I was avoiding filling out another Google Doc, knowing I'd have to answer some really deep questions about what I wanted. There were days I wasn't even sure how to answer what I wanted anymore. In 2024, my income had grown by $50,000, but I felt like because my sales weren't growing that fast, who else would ever know this kind of growth was possible? And why would they believe me? Ironically, it's always these meetings I find myself having new light switches come on. So in comes our January 2025 meeting. Here we grow. I stopped waiting for clarity to magically show up and decided to intentionally pursue clarity. And that started by committing to coaching. I needed accountability to follow through straight up. I had been on weekly calls for over a year now with my Bust Down Women Baddies, AKA Women's Group, consisting of our fierce leaders, Sam Hammond, plus Sarah Miller, Fran Kobeski, Alyssa Ablin, Sarah Slaper, and our newest addition, Meg Harris. 2025 was the second year in a row that I wasn't going on an incentive trip. I hadn't hit a club level since 2022. When over half of my bust down group was in Barcelona together, I made the decision that I really had to focus on my sales or I was going to continue on the sidelines in the group. Plus, who wants to feel like they're not contributing? Deep down, I also knew if I was setting the example of consistent habits to my team, it would help them grow more than anything I said could. In January of this year, I wrote down my best month for every month. There were multiple months under my old quota as my best month. Even though my new quota for 2025 was about 20 units more than before, my minimum wasn't only beating my best month, but just hitting quota, and for the rest, beating my best month every month. After 2 months in a row of achieving that, I finally filled out the Google Doc to get a coach, and I would say I was fired up. A few things I became consistent with for 2 months: working out, going to church, tracking, listening to the 7 Good Minutes podcast on my way to work every morning, and constantly reminding myself this career is a marathon, not a sprint, if I want long-term growth. I've realized over 5 years how much can happen if you put your head down. It doesn't have to happen overnight. Patience is a virtue. So I just want to reiterate, even though I hadn't hit cabinet yet in 2024, I had managed to grow my income $50,000 over 2023, making just under $150,000 in 2024. I know money doesn't buy happiness, but it can buy a lot of hopes and dreams. And this drove me even more to grow my sales. I would project what people selling 150 to 200 units consistently with a team as large as mine would make, and it was around $30,000 to $40,000 a month. What I couldn't figure out, though, was how I could help my team outsell me one day if I don't prioritize selling at a high level myself. Hence, exactly why I needed coaching. I wanted my team to have the same growth, honestly more growth, than I was having. It took me about 2 months to prioritize applying for the coaching program. Don't be like me, just apply. I was paired with the amazing one and only Angela Drumheller, and she helped me quickly realize a few things. One, I needed an assistant allotment bad, and thank you God, I've already hired Christina. I'm so grateful to have secured the allotment this season, but also grateful to be able to pay her myself until September. 2, to compartmentalize my roles. Trying to do a little bit of everything every day was causing me so many mental blocks. 3, she recommended some things that have helped her over the years with a large team. And 4, she also leads people who have or are doing recruiting. So she asked me questions that challenged my schedule for the better, but prioritized getting what I need to do done. She helped me with my schedule at first, and that gave me more structure to follow through on what I was time blocking. So when curveballs came up, I wasn't hitting a foul ball after foul ball, eventually striking out the next time I missed. Meaning, I'm more flexible now, and I've learned to set boundaries. I was also leading an entire team of ladies who had become some of my best friends. If you've been there, it's hard to tell your direct what they need to hear when they see you as a friend they can vent to and not as the leader they can come to for support when they need it. Now, trust me, I still have a long way to go, but I'm so proud of how far I've come because of her coaching. Another thing I've taken away from coaching is truly wrapping up my day, not just checking out. In 5 years, I don't think I've been as honest and transparent about what I did during the day until now. That extra end-of-day wrap-up text, even though we've done something similar as an office majority of my career, I never took it seriously or joined consistently. But now I was genuinely reflecting often like our office foundations say to do. None of this professional growth would have been possible if it weren't for my Accountability Babes group chat. It's Fran Kobeski, Sarah Miller, and I. For those who don't know, both of them now sell well over Hayes, aka 3,000 units. The habits they prioritize every day push me to do just a little more every day. There are moments I have to be really built up and vice versa. While my career path includes leadership and recruiting, it differs from theirs. Being influenced by people who sell nearly 3 times what I do is a very motivating dynamic. We can vulnerably share where and when we're crushing it, and where and when we struggle and help each other. It's not easy, and it's not always pretty. Most nice things look a little rough when you magnify them. Neither of them play about their appointments booked and transactions. Witnessing this firsthand has helped me simplify my sales growth and be consistent with a few things at a time. I know that 4 appointments and 2 transactions a day will take me beyond a chairman's club business. On the other hand, all 3 of us hold each other accountable in our mental and physical health. In turn, these 2 have become 2 of my closest friendships. The last 6 months, each of us has attended some kind of 5:15 a.m. workout class multiple times a week. And does it suck when that alarm goes off at 4:55? Yes, every time. But when I decide to do it anyway, especially when I don't want to, I've already challenged and beaten that inner rebel self of mine. Not to mention the endorphin rush at 6 a.m. going into 7:30 a.m. meetings and then a full day of appointments and prospecting. Even the cancellations and reschedules, I can handle rejection much better after I've already kicked a workout class's butt. Now, I'm not saying everyone here needs to get up at 5 a.m., but I am saying you should try it once. See how you feel. When you start your day without being rushed, you will have set your day up for success, even if everything falls apart. Sometimes the workout classes wear me out, and that's when I have to hone in my gratitudes and devotionals for the day, and maybe an extra coffee or 2, but it's worth it. I also prioritize walking my dogs in the evenings now, and that helps me wind down from my day with Jack. I've learned that discipline equals freedom. So, as we kick off this time together, ask yourself this question. What are you doing to take care of yourself and the business you're building here? This business, it starts with you. Not your leader, not your bestie or bro, you. And your village matters too. Who you surround yourself with is who you become. So speak your goals out loud, share them, let people hold you to them. Sometimes it will take your village to follow through on who you want to become, and that's okay. That's why you share it with others. Throughout the sessions you will attend this week, you will be presented with opportunities to grow in sales, leadership, consistency, accountability, and mindset. You are also going to be met with endless excuses on why you can't achieve growth in those areas. Our founder, Spencer Hayes, said it best in our business philosophies. There are 2 types of people in this world. One looks for a way, the other looks for an excuse. It doesn't take guts, gumption, or determination to find an excuse. Anybody can locate one. However, it takes a quality person to find a way over, under, around, or right through any obstacle that stands in the way. So, decide to show up, palms up, open to receive the messaging this week, regardless of your past season's results. The beauty of our career is that a few small, consistent habits can drastically change your trajectory. Consistency does not mean perfection, it just means you keep showing up. So I'll say it again, here we grow. Thank you.
Give it up for Brittany, y'all. Way to go. Awesome. Right.
Oh, man, that was a good one.
That was
Thanks,
good.
Brittany, for a fantastic opener. Seriously. We got some announcements to make. First, get your biopics done in the foyer, especially if you've got your blue background photos still. You know who you are.
Yes, please do so. Also, the Soltis investment team is here from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the Calusa Ballroom foyer. So that's for all things 401k and profit sharing. Make sure you talk to them, all right?
And also, tonight is a free night for those who are not going to CEO dinner. For those who are going to CEO dinner, remember that there are 2 nights of it. So look at your email from Carrie with all the details for it.
That's right. All right, next up, division sessions at 3:30. Caldwell Division, Calusa 1 and 2. Adams and Calusa 3 and 5. Taylor, Katzambas 1. Pittman Division, Katzambas 2. And Nucci Division, stay right here in this room, all right?
And come on forward, Nucci Division.
To the front.
To the front.
Thanks,
Also,
y'all.
Kicksambas is towards the lobby if your division is in those rooms.
Awesome.
We're so blue. I'm just waiting for the mics to turn on. Are they on? Good? Nice.
All right, we are gonna get started. So if everybody could start seating themselves towards the front and together.
That's right. Move on forward. Get cozy. Get close. We want everybody to be
probably
towards the front.
First 4 rows should be filled across the front. Please. Thank you.
That got quiet quick. Good.
See some people in the back still. You want to join us up front? Can they zoom us more?
On the script, can they? Hey, can you zoom us in a little bit more on the
script
screen on the right? That won't work with my vision.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Just sit over here until it starts.
What I'm trying to say, love yourself and be kind to your soul. Celebrate, find your life. It don't matter who you are, where you're going, you're the whole. We all know, yeah, we all know. You gotta grow. Love yourself and be kind to your soul. Celebrate, find your life. It don't matter who you are, where you're going, you're the whole. We all know, yeah, we all know. Gotta grow. Gotta grow.
All right. Everybody here? All right, well, welcome everybody to the 2025 Nucci Grateful Divisional Session. We will be your MCs the next 2 days together as a division, and you may be wondering why we were up here. Well, we were too.
So before each international meeting, the divisional team meets and discusses who has been capitalizing their Tom James career through their sales, leadership, involvement, and other opportunities that we offer to enhance your career.
To brag on Matt for a minute, in 2021, he moved from the Orlando store to open up South Florida office. This year, he is up over 130% in his sales. And his org is up 65% over last spring. Pretty impressive. Let's give him some love.
Thank you. And Elise, the last 3 months, she's averaged 45 transactions, 9 new clients, and hit her best rolling 12 of 2,400 units in June. Well done. And not to mention, she added a new partner to her team last month and has another direct starting in August. So let's show her some love too.
So, as you're goal setting, just maybe think about if you'd like to have influence on the company by being asked to lead our group. You'll get to be up here for 2 consecutive meetings, pouring your input and heart into our division. So Nucci and team, we want to say thank you for your trust to lead our people this week, and we can't wait to leave you with some simple and effective takeaways.
So we have a lot planned for you today and a lot of amazing things going on this week. So we're, of course, at our favorite resort, the JW Marriott in Marco Island. We're about to get into some fantastic recognition. Our CEO Dinner Achievers get to celebrate their May results with some of Todd's best wine and some dry-aged steaks. We'll get to hear some impactful PC speeches, as well as some super informative breakouts, and then we'll finish today with our partner spotlight. So as you see some of the faces during recognition, don't be afraid to grab 1 or 2 of those people for a quick one-on-one while we're here. There's nothing better than learning from the best.
So, our overarching theme for the divisional session is everything in life is created twice, once in your mind and then in reality.
So this phrase is a reminder that our thoughts have power and that by carefully crafting our mental images, we can influence the world around us. So over the next 2 days together, we're going to invite you to step into our dreamscape, which is the space between belief and breakthroughs. This is where our vision turns into action and big dreams are built.
So before something can exist in the physical world, it must be conceived of and visualized in your mind. This concept emphasizes the power of imagination and the importance of planning before taking action. It suggests that our thoughts and mental images can play a crucial role in shaping our reality. So if we take the time to shape our inner world, we can then shape our outer world. We simply need to have 100% belief that what we want to happen will happen before we can go make it happen. So today, we're going to highlight some partners in our division who have done just that. They have created it in their mind, and the results have followed.
A little later, we will intentionally dream out a perfect fall 2025 in our minds, then on paper. Our main goal today is to create the dream, then in our second divisional session on Thursday, we'll create the action plan.
But first, we need to set some expectations for this week. Please welcome Jillian Dellen.
Am I supposed to be able to see that? This one? That one? Okay. Yeah. Okay. They gave me a very fun section to talk about. All right. At Tom James Company, we pride ourselves on professionalism, both internally within the organization and externally in the communities that we serve. All employees of the company are accountable for their personal, professional, and ethical behavior during work time and all time in which an employee is representing the organization. This standard for professional conduct applies to off-site meetings, travel on company business, conferences and conventions, semi-annual meetings, after-hours work-related events, and other social events sponsored by or related to the company. Examples of conduct which violate our meeting professionalism policy include, but are not limited to, the following: being rude to or bullying a desk clerk at the hotel, intentionally causing damage to your assigned hotel room or other property on the hotel, overindulging in or abuse of alcoholic beverages, or using illegal drugs, or abusing prescription or over-the-counter medications, whether at events connected with the meeting or during any other occasion while you are traveling to and from the meeting, or any time while you are in the community where the meeting is hosted. Being late to company-sponsored social or business events, failing to participate with courtesy, respect, and professionalism in business and social events, engaging in romantic relationships, engaging in conduct that is inconsiderate, offensive, or inappropriate. Oh, I haven't been reading the titles, sorry. This is all bad behavior. Engaging in behavior that violates any of the company's published policies, including, but not limited to, policies prohibiting discrimination, harassment, retaliation, and/or bullying behavior. If you have any questions about what or what is not appropriate conduct at the meeting, contact HR. Oh, they're gone, okay. Or a member of the retail divisional team. A violation of the meeting professionalism policy that is detected during the meeting may lead to expulsion from the meeting at the violator's own expense. A violation of the meeting professionalism policy that comes to light after the meeting has ended is still a violation even if it is not detected while the meeting is going on. A second violation of the meeting professionalism policy will prevent the violator from attending future meetings, regardless of when the violation or multiple come to light, until such time as the retail divisional team has determined that appropriate corrective measures are in place. If someone continues to violate the meeting professionalism policy or commits a severe violation of the policy, they may be subject to greater disciplinary action, which so I can't pronounce out these words, which may include termination. Nothing in this policy changes in any way the obligation to abide by all policies of the company as set forth in the employee handbook and other memorandums and directives from management. At Tom James, we build people and people build the business. Tom James senior leadership is steadfast in its commitment to providing a safe and productive environment in which you can develop and express your skills, gifts, and talents in such a way that you achieve your goals, dreams, and desires. I think that's it. Everyone behave.
Thank you, Jillian.
Thank you, Jillian.
Okay, I know that was a lot, but we got it out of the way. So just to make sure you were paying attention, let's give a quick double clap for Jillian to say we heard her message. Good job.
Well done.
Also, as a courtesy to your fellow partners and presenters, please refrain from using your iPad and iPhones during our sessions today. We have provided pen and paper for your most noteworthy takeaways, and other than that, soak it in and be present. Thank you for that.
So please join me in welcoming a leader who doesn't just talk about results, he drives them. With a vision that inspires, a strategy that delivers, and a passion that's contagious, he's the force behind our division's momentum. So get on your feet and give a powerful welcome to our divisional president, Steve Nucci.
Steve Nucci.
What's that?
All right.
Yeah.
What do we need?
I will keep going.
You said. You want us to start or wait?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so before we begin our favorite part of the meeting, recognition, Elise is going to walk us through some different recognizers so our hands don't go numb from clapping endlessly.
So basically, instead of clapping forever and ever, we're going to cue you on some different recognizers for each category. So, for example, I want you to repeat after some of the examples. First, we have the double clap. One more time, guys, double clap. We have the single clap. And we have the 1, 2, 3, woohoo! 1, 2, 3.
Woohoo!
Oh, come on, 1, 2, 3.
Woohoo!
That's not bad. All right, use your desk. Stomp, stomp, clap. 1, 2, 3. Great.
Nice.
And our favorite, the Anchorman. Bump, bump, woo! Oh, that one's just for us. All right. Good job.
Gotta wait for Steve.
Yes, we do need Steve.
There he is.
All right.
I can't.
We're going to move along. Okay, we're going to move past anniversaries and move on to the next part until we get what we need. So, scroll, scroll, scroll.
Keep going. There we go.
All right. So, we are going to do some new partner recognition. All right. So, we want to recognize our favorite partners in the room. The next set of faces are the future of our company. Sitting amongst our new partners are the next Todd Browns and Steve Nucci's. the next President's Club achievers, and those who will burn and break our previous records. We'd like to recognize our new partners and their leaders. And in true Grateful Division style, we simply want to say thank you. Thank you for your trust, your efforts, and your vision to take our company to $1 billion and beyond. So, could each of the new partners and their leader please come up to the stage on this side, stay up here, and after each name, we're going to do a single clap. Okay? Here we go. We got Emmett from Charlotte. Sydney from Nashville. Come on up, guys. Felix, Orlando. Denham, Nashville. Chris, Miami. Joe from Orlando.
We got Drew from Philadelphia. We got Cole, also from Philadelphia. Gabby from Washington, D.C. Michaela from Orlando. Mitchell from Rochester. John from Orlando.
We got Mitchell, Washington, D.C. Colin, South Florida. Paige, Detroit. Eamon, Philadelphia.
We have Austin from Orlando. A lot of Orlando. Abby from Washington, D.C. Sullivan from Jacksonville. Justin from Baltimore.
All right, guys, come up here for a picture with
Scoot
your
down
leader.
a little bit.
Stay up on the stage.
Wait, where'd Colin go?
Two
Let's
pictures,
scoot
half
in.
and half.
Should we do 2 rows? Should we do 2 rows?
I'll do 2 pictures. They can go on to the end.
Okay.
Get up here, Mama.
Yeah. I'll
In
stand
the front.
right next to. Oh my goodness. Here. I want to be on the end. There we go. That way, if somebody falls off, it's me. All right, so see if you guys can.
Let's show our new partners some love. Woo! It's the future of our company right here. All right, guys, let's send them off the other side. Way
Well,
to
hold on a
go.
sec before we go off.
Oh, yeah, one
real
more thing.
quick. Guys, I know it can be tough sometimes here. Stay up here for a minute, please. I know it can be tough sometimes as a new partner to know or see the impact you're having on the company, but it is a massive one. So just to give everybody some context, the contribution these partners have made just in the last 3 months alone is 190 new clients and over 800 units. So let's give that some love. That's in 3 months.
Just
That's
in
a
3
big,
months.
big
Way
deal.
to go, guys.
So let's give them some love. Great job, guys. All right, now you can go. Gotcha,
All
buddy.
right, perfect. This side. Good job.
All right, I'm going back.
Anniversaries now.
Cool. I think he's good.
All right. Thank you, new partners, again, for coming on up to the stage. We're going to go back to anniversaries.
All right, so this next group we want to recognize has some serious years
And bank.
under their belts. So we always hear about just stay, but what does that actually look like? What dreams were lived out, not to get nosy, but to get a little nosy, what can those dividends and shares add up to? So please come on up to the stage. You'll get a group with your 10-year group, and then after each name, we'll do a quick double clap. So as we're announcing the different groups, you'll see a picture of a check pop up on the screen, and that showcases the average amount of sales that each group has had, as well as their average stock value. So we invite you to dream out what your net worth and totals can be like when you look at careers like theirs. So first up.
Awesome. We have our 5 years with Liz Weiss from Denver. Come on up, Liz. Woo-hoo! Come on up.
Clap. It's a double. I forgot about that.
All right, give it up for Liz, guys. Woo-hoo!
All right, so for 10 years, we've got a few more people, so we'll go back to the double clap. All right, 10 years. First, we got Katie Lee out of Miami. All right, next up, we've got Scott Hughes out of Greenville. After that, we've got Stephanie Carrington from Tampa. There she is.
Pastor.
All right, we got Allie Fitney from Detroit.
All right.
This is you or me?
Go faster.
All right, we got Roxana from Greensboro.
Woo! Here we go, Roxana. There she is. Come on up here.
We've got Courtney from Baltimore.
Courtney.
And next up, we've got Amanda Castro from Raleigh.
Woo-hoo! 10 years,
There she
guys.
is.
A lot of ladies up here.
Very nice. All right, let's give them some more love, y'all.
Woo-hoo!
Awesome. Thank you so much, you guys.
All right. So next up, we have 2 people in here, 15-year
15
tenure.
years.
Check out those average units and that net worth. Please welcome Christina Del Rosa from Tampa and Jacques from Miami. There she is.
All right.
And
Did we-
Bridget
And Bridget, of course, from
from
Denver. 15 years, y'all. That's awesome.
Congratulations.
All right, next up, we have a quarter of a century. It's a long time. And we've got one very awesome person for this, so let's see. There we go, Mr. Tom Cordetti from Orlando.
Happy birthday, I'm hearing.
Photoshop the 20.
All right, and we have one recipient in here of 30-year tenure. Check out Richard Emery.
Come
from
on, y'all, show some love.
Charleston.
30 years, that's big.
Give it up, guys. 30 years.
That's a 30-year beard right there.
Older than some of you in the room. Ashley. Ashley. You can just scroll. Scroll. All right, keep going down on that.
Keep scrolling, keep going.
Okay.
All righty. So, hey, Elise, have you heard of this new AI app that some of our partners have been using?
I think so. Are you referencing the chat TJC thing?
Yeah, so we've seen a lot of our partners using AI for like fun photos and puns. Jared Myers, I'm looking at you. So we actually created our own version of that for this meeting, and we're going to show you some of the cool ways that you can use it for our session today, and then again on Thursday. So let's pull up that app for us.
Okay, so can you show me a picture of a professional clothier takes their service directly to their home or office?
Ooh, looks
that's sweet.
familiar.
Sweet. Okay, I'm into it.
All right, now show me that same clothier living their dream life, traveling, driving nice cars, wearing expensive clothing and accessories.
Okay, that's more like
looks
it.
good.
Okay. So you know what? Let's go back to our original theme where everything is created twice in your life. First in your mind and then in reality. So how about we do a quick 45-second activity for the first part. So everyone at your desk, there's pen and paper. And let's write down your ideal fall 2025 season. I'm talking everything from your personal life to your business. If you wave that magic wand, what would come true for you in your new reality? So starting now, 45 seconds, just do the first things that come to mind in bullet points. This is not paragraph moment. It could be things like collect 10 referrals every day, sell Holland and Sherry every day. Maybe it's buying a new car, pay off a credit card, be more present with your family, hit chairman's by October.
Or earlier.
Who knows?
Rescue a dog. All right. Everyone have something written down, started to get something written down? All right, good deal. So during the rest of the meeting, take time to beef up the responses, elaborate on what you want your dream life to look like in a crystal clear form for the fall. Then we'll get back together as a division on Thursday. We can get into the action part of making that a reality. So let's see if we can get some help from AI. So if I need to make some changes in order to achieve significant growth and create my ideal life for the next season, where should I start?
Come on, AI, let us know.
It's thinking.
So a panel of your peers who have had a recent history of growth, a strong start followed by consistency, and who have shown that change is possible would be a great place to start. Should I suggest some people?
Yeah.
Yes. So please.
Please give a warm welcome to the stage, Madison, Amanda, and Matt. Come on up.
Guys, nice and loud. Come on, guys. Let's hear it for our presenters. They're ready. Let's go. Woo-hoo! I know I want to hear from all three of these peeps. Thank you. Oh, good job. Congrats.
There you go.
I love you.
Okay. Shall I give you the second one?
Nice.
Here, you want that one? There you go.
Oh, great.
My middle?
Oh, yeah, you got middle.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for your time today. So we have a couple specific questions for each one of you, and then one question for all of you to finish it all off. So we'll start with Madison. You've been crushing all of the new partner goals, both for the company and for your office, and you're currently averaging about 14 new clients a month. So yeah, exactly. Give her some love for that. So what would you say is the best tool for you to get new clients consistently every single month?
So from the beginning, I started creating my business based off referrals. So I wanted to build a referral-based business, but I didn't really know how to do that at the start. But I will say, I thank the training program that we had because they taught us that asking on every single appointment for referrals will get you as far as you want to go, and I didn't really want to make 85 cold dials a day. So I was like, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to make sure that I have hot lists prepared every time I go see any new client, and I actually just started showing clients a new hot list recently, like targeting specific people on their LinkedIn that are already qualified. So as I'm making those hot lists, I'm already adding those as referral indirects. That's me entering names that day. So then when I go and see them and they refer me to any of the people on the hot list, they turn into referrals. So I'm like adding names and getting referrals all at the same time. And then obviously if I get referred, I already know they're qualified because I did the work beforehand qualifying them. So that's kind of how I ran my business based off that. But then obviously I'm not 100% referral based yet, so I fill the rest of my, like phone time with cold calling and just trying to book what my daily habit is of getting 2 really qualified appointments a day, booking 2. So that's my daily goal at the end of every day, and if it's not through referrals, I try and get it through something else. So if that's cold calling, I'll do more cold calls to get those 2 booked appointments.
That's spectacular. So the focus is the 2 appointments every single day, the hot list for your clients, asking every single time, going back to new hot lists afterwards, and then just making sure you're disciplined, entering these names on the front end as referral indirects, so when you get referred to them, they're right there for you to call, teed up.
Yeah.
Love it. Thank you.
Awesome. So also, like everyone else, we know that you face days when things don't really go as planned and everything feels like it's literally falling apart from the beginning of the day. So what mindset keeps you anchored to your goals and committed to them even on those toughest days?
So I've had quite a few tough days, and I always go to my leader and call him. And Jeff has picked me up on my tough days because I started getting really emotional at the beginning, and I would get as low as like a 1. Like I'd be like, I want to be done by like 11, but he's like, no, you need to stay at a 5 and realize that if everyone falls off or you're having a really tough day, realize that 1, tomorrow is a new day. 2, you can't control the things that you can't control, but you can control the things that you can control. So some things that you can control are going ahead and getting ahead on your hot list. So that's also you entering names. 2, I always look at my shipments for the day to see if there's anything I can deliver that day and see anyone that day so I can try and get my 1 transaction in, just, trying to move the needle forward in any way. Just putting effort in to see anyone, even if it's going to deliver a belt, is better than, letting everyone fall off and go sitting at the office. So I do that, and then I also, sometimes I've been kind of bad at this lately, but I'm trying to get better at floating, so it's not just referrals. But if I go and I'm like, giving someone a pair of shoes and then a belt, it gives me more of an opportunity to naturally float because I can't just go out and pinpoint someone and float them. So that's also another way of prospecting. But I think that's the main thing. When everything falls apart, I try to remember that this is normal in a sales job because I always want to come in and have a great day every day, and that's not how it works. I'm going to try and use those days to catch up on detail work, do my alterations, try to go deliver to people that I know I can deliver to today, and then also book up my calendar. Go ahead and, book my appointments for the week and try and fill up the next week.
Awesome. So the main thing I heard there is you're not alone. She called her leader, and she's not on an island, and she expected these kind of days. And then she went right back to work of, okay, how can I make tomorrow a great day? How can I make today a great day? and used the resources we had to get back on track. Thank you for that. Next, let's give it up real quick for Madison. Thank you for leading the way. All right, so now Amanda Castro, one of my favorites. Amanda, back in fall of 2024, you were a little pressed to meet some minimum sales requirements and had a hard launch into coaching with me. How did that program help you? And what mental shift changed everything for you?
How to answer that question? Okay, so I would say that when I received that email that I was on the MSR, report, I just kind of sank in my couch. I think I read it on the couch, and I was like, dang, that I better figure this out, or I'm out. I have 6 months to pull some numbers and to do the deal, or I better go ahead and start looking for jobs now. So what am I going to decide? I was in a really tough spot from, I would say, May. Most of this past year, but really May through December of last year personally. And when the resources of the coaching program were, what's the right word, just presented to me as in, do you want to take advantage of this or not? I was like, hell yeah, might as well. Sure, give me somebody who's going to help me, save me. But no, I knew you from our moms group, and I knew you had a good reputation for coaching, and I'm glad it was you. You definitely seemed to call and text me when I was not doing what I was supposed to be doing, and I'm like, oh shoot, is she watching me?
Sometimes.
Hey, Lise, just getting breakfast. No, but you helped me a lot. Just not so much I didn't need the pep talk. I just needed to know how to navigate activity, because I felt like there's so much we could be doing all the time. Oh, I could do that. Oh wait, squirrel. I could do that. And it's oh, I didn't do any of that. So you definitely were well, do this. Start there. And I'm like, okay, I could do that. And then, yeah, I was just fighting for my career, really. And then, of course, with Molly being my leader and just having some really deep conversations on, what would you do? What should I do? This is what I'm working with. And I just, every day, woke up and felt like I had to get past some mental negativity, things that you've already brought up a couple times. But as soon as I would see myself getting negative, I had to figure out a way to turn it around and just get after it.
Definitely, and that was one of the main shifts. What was so amazing with Amanda is she just decided that was it. She's like, this is what I'm dealt with, and she put all the action into place one step at a time, and now she's giving her PC speech this week. So not only did she came out like a rock star. So that is super inspiring. Thank you for sharing that. But I do want to ask one more follow-up question. So if someone was in the exact same spot as you in the crowd right now, what's the first thing you would tell them to do today to get their business back on track?
Do you really want to know? No, I'm just kidding. No,
we want to know.
Kidding.
Yeah.
I have a sense of humor. That is one. But two is to be real. Be real with yourself. What's the question?
One thing they can do to get back on track if they're right in your spot.
Oh yeah, okay, all right, got it. I did for a while, and I really think it changed how this past year went, is I would look forward to every morning making my cup of coffee and writing my gratitude list. I really didn't focus on any goals. It's interesting because some of y'all would laugh or maybe be like, what the hell? Like, what? I didn't really focus on my goals because those, like, goals as in, like, you need quota plus 100. It's like, I don't want to focus on that. How can I just do what I naturally do and get the results I wanted? So anyway, back to the question. Gratitude on my favorite social media is Instagram because I really think they have my algorithm figured out. It's just like positive things that are in front of me all the time, quotes that I'm like, man, I like that. Let me write it down. Or just things that make me laugh. And I'm like, God, that's so stupid. I'm going to share it. Maybe somebody else will laugh. You know, it's just the little things that I think a lot of people have forgotten, that everything's so go, rush, serious. Like, just chill out and, like, take a step back and, like, what's really important right now? And that was just for me to get my headspace right and think, all right, I was dealt with this, I'm moving on. How can I get who I feel like the real Amanda back? How do I bring her back?
That's awesome.
So.
And she did that just through gratitude. Sometimes the simplest things is all you need to have that catalyst to change your new reality. Thank you for sharing. Give it up for Amanda. We cannot wait for your speech.
Good. All right, Mr. Matt. So you sold 0 units in your first month, which we appreciate you still being here. Yeah, for sure. All right, give him some love. But the reality is there's a lot of people in the crowd that have gone through days, weeks, even months like that, 10 units, 5 units, 0 units. What clicked for you to make a change that just created the momentum that quickly led from you going to 0 units to hitting CEO dinner in May? Like, that's a massive, massive jump, right?
Let's give it up for that, CEO.
Yeah, let's hear that.
So the first thing I would say is the first month was pretty tough, and then the following 2 months were also just as tough. I sold a combined 18 units my first 3 months. And just like Amanda, I decided I was done with that and picked myself up by my bootstraps and started to actually focus on myself and the person I wanted to become and still becoming. But in terms of my business, to generate quick momentum, definitely referrals. I'm not sure why I haven't started that sooner, like Madison, but everything from getting the name to calling to booking to selling, so much quicker than any cold name or IR. So definitely the warmer the names, the better the results. And that's what I've been doing the last 3 months, where my numbers have turned around drastically.
Fantastic, man. So you looked back at who you wanted to be and who you were becoming and remembered that, and then just really leaned into the referrals. That makes total sense, and it's paying off for you. So you're obviously a part of a great office. You've got a great leader in Katie Dolly, and a bunch of other great leaders. Yeah, over there. And a bunch of other great leaders in that office, too. So how did their belief in you get you through those really tough weeks and months to keep going?
Yeah, DC office is phenomenal, and I want to thank each and every one of you for not losing hope in me, especially Katie and Elliot and Jack. You all know Jack Tierney. The guy sees like 7, 8 people a day, and I'm sure he's worn out after every day. But when I was struggling, he was always hanging back after his long day, making dials with me to just build confidence, and I'm truly grateful for that, Jack. And Katie, my leader, just the constant encouragement and just always keeping my eye on the long-term goal, which hasn't changed, still President's Club in 12 months. But yeah, cheers to all you guys. Thank you.
Awesome. So a constant cheerleader in Katie, and then just someone in the trenches with you when the days are tough. I like that.
All right, so we've got one final question for all three people up here. We'll start with Amanda. You're out in the field for a new client appointment, and you walk in and get a text from that client or prospect, hey, need to reschedule. What are you doing that next free hour of time to move the needle forward in your business?
What? That's what I'd say. What do you do? Yeah. No. Okay. I would actually talk to the receptionist and just be like, so what's going on? Like,
the gatekeeper.
They are your buddies. Talk to them. Be friendly with them. I mean, because you want to, but like, they are good people that, I don't want to say do the same thing every day, but they could really help you get your next client. And maybe it's not the guy you had an appointment with. Maybe it's someone else that's just hanging out back there.
Yeah, you're already
you know?
here.
I mean, I'm already here. So I would definitely, one thing I've taken away more so this past year is just to work. Molly's helped me with this a lot. Just work where you are out. You know what I mean? So like, I wouldn't go travel 30 minutes to go try to meet one person. Like, work within the building and then branch out.
Awesome. So it's pretty much open your eyes and see where you're at and try and find the next guy. Yeah. How about you, Matt?
Similar to that, I would probably show up anyway and knock on the guy's door and act like I didn't see the text.
Attaboy. Nice.
All right.
So-
That's a CEO approach.
You could tell that's happened a couple times before. But God forbid that does happen. I normally set up one or two people in that building to go drop in on. If that doesn't work, I would open up Rank and find people in that zip code. I'm sure you're all somewhat familiar with that. That is great to just build more drop-in lists around that area. And if that fails, I would go to a Tate or some type of nice coffee shop, float, dial, prospect, some more people to drop in on. So.
Love that. We have so many resources right at our iPad or our phone willing to help us if you just, let's look for it. How about you, Madison?
I typically I keep everything really simple. So again, what I'm looking for every day is 2 qualified appointments and 1 transaction, whether it's a belt or an Oxford suit. So if someone cancels on me, I typically, if I'm close to the office, I'll go to the office. If not, I'll sit in my car and get through my call list if I didn't in the morning. And the first thing I really do is if I haven't booked my 2 appointments yet for the day, that is my first goal. And then after that, I'm typically doing like detail work in the car, like updating appointment notes from the appointment before, just making sure I remember like what to show them on delivery, what we had talked about. And then also, that's also a time where I can kind of get ahead on hot lists, or if I'm seeing the next person and I didn't have time to make a hot list for them in the morning, sometimes that happens. That gives me time to go ahead and make a hot list for the next person. So yeah, catching up a little bit and just trying to book 2 appointments for the next day or the rest of the week.
That's awesome. The overarching thing I heard there was making lemonade out of lemons, finding the next person, getting on the phone, making it happen. Let's give it up again for our presenters today.
You put the mics on the chair. Yeah. Good job, buddy. Good job.
Hey, way to go. All right, guys.
All right,
Thanks for your
cool.
preparation. Let's get back into recognizing some of our partners who are crushing it. So, guys, this next one is the engine that keeps these trains rolling. So if you want to have a winning fall, let's get those new business units up. So here's some people to reach out to. So if we can get the slide switched to the next one, we're going to stand and stay standing at your seat if your name is called, and we're going to do a single clap.
Can we get the lights out into the crowd too, please? Thank you.
The anticipation's rising for new clients
Can
for
we
us.
get the faces on this screen? No?
We
Wanna
might be
look
over here.
Can we lean? There we
All
go.
right. We got Lily from Charlotte, Morgan, Pittsburgh, Stephanie from Tampa, Kayla from Raleigh.
Stand up, y'all.
Megan from Boston, stay standing. Steven from Boston. And Josh from Jacksonville.
All right, we got Ryden from Charlotte.
Clap.
Bridget from Denver.
Clap.
Nicole from Washington, D.C. Daniela from Orlando.
Clap.
Gabby from Greensboro.
Clap.
Elise from Detroit.
Woo!
And Matt from Washington, D.C.
Stay standing for us. We got Christina from Tampa. Clap. Trevor from Louisville. Matt Cornish, South Florida. Annalise from Charlotte. David from Nashville. Greg from Raleigh. And LeVar from Orlando.
We got Tallman Brent from Detroit.
Woo!
Jim
Stand up.
Poston from Greenville. Mercedes from Greenville. Lauren from Detroit.
Woo!
Eric Peterson from Tampa. Jordan from Louisville. And
11 new
Jared
clients.
Myers from Orlando.
Now we're getting to 12 new client average with Jill from Greenville. Kevin and Megan, New England. We got Madison again at 14. And Ben, 19 average new clients. All right, guys,
y'all.
let's give it up for everybody.
Good job, guys. All right. So this next group is outpacing their results over their last season and has achieved a new personal best this spring. So please help me in congratulating the following partners who've achieved their best rolling 12 units this year so far. So again, we'll have you stand at your seats and we'll do a double clap this time. So can we get the lights back out if they're not? And we'll kick it off with Mike Cannon from Denver. Cole Sela from Charleston. Lauren from Detroit. Alex from Orlando. Caroline from Washington, D.C. Danielle from South Florida. Megan from Boston.
All right, we got Lily from Washington, D.C., Amanda from Raleigh, Josh from Jacksonville, Jonathan from Nashville, Giovanna from Tampa, Demetra from Boston, and Liz from Denver.
Next up, we've got Peter, also from Denver. Sophia from Baltimore. Jeremy from Philly. Hannah from Charlotte. Avon from Boston. Stephanie from Tampa. And Ryan from Philadelphia.
We got Patrick from Philadelphia, Scott from Greenville. We got our Matt Cornish from South Florida, Molly from Raleigh, Evan, Jacksonville, Duncan from Charlotte.
And Elise from Detroit. We've got Katie from Washington, D.C. Joe Price from Charlotte. Forgive me. Ari from Boston.
Woo!
Jason Porter from Baltimore. Jack Tierney from Washington,
We are
D.C.
north of 4,000 units,
Bridget
guys.
from Denver. And Tate, also from Denver.
We got Jim Poston, Greenville, Kevin and Megan Harris, New England, and our very own Jordan Yoakum in Louisville.
All right,
give it up
y'all. Let's
for
give
these
them
guys.
give them
Come
a
on
round of
now.
applause. Let's go. Phenomenal. All right, so as people keep growing their rolling 12, it's natural for them to keep hitting new club levels. These partners have already earned their place in a club this year, hitting ambitious goals with focus, grit, and relentless drive. So let's give it up for these Nucci partners who are setting the pace and showing what's possible. So please come up on stage and let's go crazy with just straight clapping for all of these people. So let's get it going. All right, first we've got Kayla as a President's Club restarter out of Raleigh.
So that's averaging 18-12 a day.
And we've got Amanda Castro from Raleigh, also as a PC restarter.
Come on up to stage, guys. Come on
Come
up.
on up.
I'm gonna give you some love.
Great song.
All right.
Where's Kayla? Is she
I
not
don't
here?
know.
Is Kayla not here?
That's okay.
Oh,
We'll go
all
to the
right.
next one. All right, we got Madison Worley, President's Cabinet, which is going to be $2,200 a day on average to achieve this goal. We got Liz Weiss, also President's Cabinet. Demetra from
Let's go.
Boston, President's
All right.
Cabinet. And Sophia, also in Baltimore. Here we go.
We've got Molly Riazzi, President's Executive Club out of Raleigh as a restarter. That's over $3,171 a day. All right.
We got Evan
Let's keep
Miller,
it going. Come on, y'all.
Chairman's Club. That's $3,625 daily. Way to go.
All right, next up, we've got Jim Zemer out of Denver, Millionaires Club.
Woo!
That's $4,984 a day. Come on up, Jimmy Z. And then
We
after
got
that,
Tiffany Reynolds from Tampa. She's hitting Millionaires Club.
all right, and we got Joe Price out of Charlotte for Top of the Mountain Club. That is $5,981 a day. Not like a week, but every single day.
All right, guys, here's our Nucci Club Achievers. Let's give it up for them.
All right, let's get a picture real quick. Where's Kurt? Can we get a photo?
Are they in a picture?
Oh, where's Kurt? The click.
No picture?
No picture, I guess.
Way to go, guys. Thank you.
Sorry.
Congratulations.
I was gonna get my phone out, take a picture.
Thank you. All right. So, if there's any guest of honor of our time together here in Marco Island, it is certainly our President's Club Achievers. These partners are the elite performers who consistently exceed expectations, setting the standard for excellence, perseverance, and they have impact across the entire sales organization. So please, come out to the stage and let's do the boom, boom, clap at our tables for them, okay? So, President's Club again, reminder, it's $1,812 daily. And first, we got Mike from Denver, Caroline from Washington, D.C., Lily, Washington, D.C., we got Josh from Jacksonville. Come on up, guys.
Come on to the
Sophia
stage.
from Baltimore, Cole from Charleston, and Giovanna from Tampa. Boom, boom, clap.
Oh, look at that. We've got Danielle Tremblay from South Florida.
Congrats.
We've got Megan from Boston.
Come on up. You guys look beautiful.
We've got
I was
Lauren
meeting
from
this too.
Detroit.
Congrats.
Alex from Orlando. We've got Amanda from Raleigh. We've got Demetra from Boston. Madison from Jacksonville, no stranger to the stage.
We got Elliot from Washington, D.C. And Julia Kay from also Washington, D.C.
All right. All right, y'all, let's give it up one more time for our President's Club Achievers.
We'll see them again very soon on
There we
stage.
go.
Give it up, guys.
Big time, big energy. Great job.
All right. So, next up, we have our sales partners who have gone above and beyond in the month of May this year, earning their seats at one of the most prestigious tables, our exclusive CEO dinner with Todd. Their dedication, vision, and consistent performance are a testament to what executing a goal looks like in a single month. So please, let's stand at your seat for our winners, and let's list up all the names, and at the end, we'll do a 1, 2, 3, woohoo! Okay? So, let's hear it up for Kayla from Raleigh, Caroline, Washington, D.C., Amanda from Raleigh, Matt Cornish, South Florida.
Stand at your seat, everybody. Let's go.
We got Matt, Washington, D.C., Patrick from Philadelphia, Duncan from Charlotte, stay standing. We're going to
All
woo-woo
right.
you.
Next up, we got Kevin and Megan Harris out of New England.
Stand up, guys. We wanna
Adam
see
out of
you.
Charleston. Everybody up, everybody up. Ashley out of Nashville. Julia out of Washington, D.C. There we go. Ben Lawler from St. Louis. We got two Lees. Hank Lee from Denver. And Katie Lee from Miami.
We got Jason Porter, Baltimore. Joe from Charlotte. Josh, Jacksonville. Cole from Charleston. LeVar from Orlando. Jack, Washington, D.C. Roxana from Greensboro.
Molly from Raleigh. Madison again from Jacksonville. Jordan from Louisville. Jeremy from Philly. And we've got Tate from Denver.
All right, let's do
There
a
she
1, 2,
is.
3.
Woohoo!
Woo-hoo!
Well done.
One more. One more. Please stand. There he is. Way to go. So let's take a quick break from recognition and go back to our AI app.
All right, so if we wanted advice on how to achieve Wardrobe Masters, hit a new club level this season, or just get more transactions and new clients, where should we start?
I have a video of Ari Gray, a top producer and leader out of Boston that is achieving all of those things. Should I play it?
Let's
Yeah.
do it. All right.
Let's do it for Ari.
Okay, 2 words, Wardrobe Masters. Scroll a little bit, please. Thank you. Now, if y'all remember that we took the feedback we got from you guys last year and we combined the men's and women's garments. But wait, there's more. So we found out today that they added another new adjustment and gave y'all the option to take the clothing package payout as cash or clothing allowance. So
I like that. Who
yeah,
likes
that's
cash?
right. That's right.
Who likes cash out there? All right.
So although the long-term benefit of the stock is pretty significant, it's going to be a lot of fun to decide whether you want to take a cash payout or have that clothing allowance pay your clothing account. So here is everyone that's on pace for Wardrobe Masters 2.0. So we'll have you stand at your seat and stay standing, and we're going to go back to the double clap for this one. So let's get the lights out into the crowd. And first off, we've got Jordan Yoakum from Louisville. Then we've got Greg Pittman from Raleigh. Jared Myers from Orlando.
Come on,
stand up,
stand up
Jared.
for
Stand
us.
up. I'm not moving on until you stand up. Thank you. Jason Porter from Baltimore. Joe Price from Charlotte. Jim Poston from Greenville.
We got Ari Gray from Boston. Amanda, Washington, D.C. We got Jack going for silver. We got Brent Balance, Detroit. Ashley, Nashville. And Ben also going for silver.
All right, next up we got Milo from DC at silver. Kevin and Megan Harris. Trevor from Louisville. Jill Scott from Greenville. Bridget from Denver. And Elise from Detroit.
We got Bob Engel from Pittsburgh. We're going for bronze now. Lily at Charlotte. Katie, Washington. Tom, Orlando. We got Nicole, Washington. And Eric from Tampa.
You and Tom, both stand up. All right, next we got Allie from Detroit.
Woohoo!
Kayla from Raleigh. Amber from Boston. Molly from Raleigh.
We got Christina from Tampa. Roxana, Greensboro. And Ryden from Charlotte.
All right, that is our wardrobe masters.
Way to go, guys. Keep up the good work. So now we want to recognize those partners who are going above and beyond their quota for spring season. Sales growth doesn't really come at all from pushing products. It comes from solving problems, building trust, and showing up with value every single day. So please stand and stay standing on your feet. And for this one, we'll go back to the single clap. We got Ari from Boston. Victor, Orlando. LeVar, Orlando.
Stand up, y'all.
Columbia. Jenny, Pittsburgh. Jake, Denver. Morgan, Pittsburgh.
Huh? Wait, where are you?
Alex,
Oh.
Orlando. Brandon from Boston. Hank from Denver. Jonathan, Nashville. We got Gabby from Greensboro. Carmen from Charleston. And Greg from Raleigh.
All right, we got Elise from Detroit. Tom from Philadelphia. Peter from Denver. Ryden from Charlotte. Katie from DC. There she is. Katie Lee from Miami. Scott Hughes from Greenville.
We got Lily from Charlotte. Megan from Boston. Patrick, Philadelphia. We're now over 100 units, guys, over quota. We got Will from Philadelphia. Evan, Jacksonville. Patrick Davis from Denver. Jeremy, Philadelphia.
Danielle from South Florida. Jill Scott from Greenville. Mike Cannon from Denver. Kevin and Meg Harris. Joe Price from Charlotte. Duncan Ham, also from Charlotte. And then we got Liz Weiss from Denver.
We got Molly from Raleigh. Cole, Charleston. Ryan, Philadelphia. Lauren Bark, Detroit. Roxana from Greensboro. And Adam Highsmith from Charleston.
All right, y'all. We've got Sophia from Baltimore. Kayla from Raleigh. Hannah from Charlotte. Amanda from Raleigh.
Woo! We got Matt Cornish, South Florida.
We got Madison from Jacksonville. And Jordan from Louisville.
Who's almost 1,000 units over his quota.
That's a whole
Way to
club
go.
level over his quota.
Yeah.
All righty. So the next set of performers are masters of momentum, leading the pack with the highest transaction average for the year. Their drive, discipline, and daily action prove that success is built one deal at a time. Like Jordan would say, big or small, we take them all. So please stand and stay standing in your seats again. And this one, we're going to do the stomp, stomp, clap. So remember, use your tables. So let's get this going, y'all. All right, so we got Jeremy out of Philadelphia. Jim out of Denver. Jenny out of Philadelphia. We've got Paul out of Central Kentucky. Grant out of Pittsburgh. Megan out of Boston. And Lauren at Detroit with 21.
We got Josh Sparks, Jacksonville. Liz from Denver. Carmen, Charleston. Craig from Pittsburgh. Avon from Boston.
Stand up, y'all.
Demetra from Boston. And Victor from Orlando.
Next up, we got Tom from Philadelphia. Let's stand up. Blaine from Orlando. Jillian from Washington, D.C. TJ from Orlando. Mike from Philadelphia. Briley from Detroit. Pat Gainey from Philadelphia.
We got Scott from Greensville. Keith, Charlotte, Jacques from Miami, Hallie from Tampa, Patrick from Denver, Scott from Louisville, and Matt Cornish from South Florida.
Heyo. All right, Steve Rose from South Florida.
Come on, guys,
Brock
let's
from
recognize these
Raleigh.
guys.
Ryan from Philadelphia. Peter from Denver. Bob from Pittsburgh. Jonathan from Nashville. Madison from Jacksonville.
Katie from Miami.
Stand up, y'all. Let's keep
Katie
the energy.
again, Washington, D.C. Stephanie from Tampa. Boom, boom, clap. Kayla, Raleigh. Amanda, Baltimore. Jeff, Jacksonville. And Evan, Jacksonville.
All right, next up we got Allie from Detroit with 31. Molly from Raleigh. We got Roxana from Greensboro. Tom from Orlando. Stand up, Tom.
Keep it up,
Kira
guys.
from
Keep that energy
DC.
going.
LeVar from Orlando. Let's give it up.
We got Christina from Tampa. Jake from Denver. Samantha from Boston. Duncan, Charlotte. Hannah from Charlotte. Eric from Tampa. Lily from Charlotte.
We're in the 40s. Trevor DeJarnett from Louisville. Tate from Denver. Boom, boom, clap. Amber from Boston. Nicole from DC. Milo from DC. Ryden from Charlotte. And Ashley from Nashville.
We are into the 50s, guys, for transaction average. We got
big
Joe
number.
from Charlotte. Jason, Baltimore. Jack, Washington. Jill, Greensville. Greg, Raleigh. Brent Balance from Detroit. And Bridget from Denver.
Not done, y'all. We got Ari Gray in Boston. We got Jim in Greenville.
71.
Jared Myers. Ben Lawler in St. Louis. Amanda out of DC downtown. Kevin and Meg Harris. And the one and only Jordan Yoakum.
At 142
All right, y'all, let's hear it.
transactions. Let's give it up for these guys. Wow, wow. Can we give a huge one final round of applause for all of our spring achievers so far?
Let's get it.
Nice and loud, guys.
Well
Let's
done,
hear
guys.
it.
That was fun.
So before we dive into our main event, we want to give you 2 quick reminders. You have received an email about small groups for tomorrow. Please look at that email to see who your small group leader is and be prepared to meet them on Thursday. And then make sure you bring 1 new referral for a phoning exercise also for Thursday. Everyone's going to make 1 call in the session, so make sure you're ready. Thank you for that. So, over the last 4 meetings, we have featured a special partner in our partner spotlight. If you remember, we spotlighted Lachey Fluker, Brant Taylor, Hannah Falk, and Patrick Gainey. Join us in recognizing excellence in sales and leadership within the Nucci division, our Partner Spotlight program, where we celebrate the growth and success of 1 outstanding partner each season.
So our semi-annual national meeting is the perfect opportunity to shine a light on the partner who has gone above and beyond in their efforts to grow their business. This partner has yielded tremendous results through their hard work, dedication, and focus on key areas in their business.
The recipient for the Partner Spotlight not only receives recognition in front of their peers, but also has a chance to share their story and inspire others through the decisions and strategies that have led to their growth. Our goal is to recognize and celebrate those efforts, while also providing valuable insights that can help others achieve similar success.
So our Partner Spotlight recipient today recognizes someone I've known most of my time here, and he's always modeled thoughtfulness, intentionality, and he's always thinking of ways to make his life better for his family and for his partners. He didn't necessarily have the fastest start, but he's absolutely found his stride with sales and leadership, and continues to climb every single season. So please join me in a very, very warm, energetic welcome to our 2025 Partner Spotlight recipient out of our Greenville office, Mr. Scott Hughes.
Here we go, Scott. Way to go.
You want me to adjust the mic? I got you. You're a little taller than Jillian. All right, let's go here. Oh, that's quite the song. How's that? Second. All right.
Okay. All right, here we go. Public speaking is not my thing, so we're gonna get through this. So I'm Scott. I'm in the Greenville, South Carolina office, and most of you probably don't know me. I'm a private person and tend to keep to myself. And I'm going to share a little bit about me and my journey here at Tom James. And my hope is that by the end of this, you'll realize that if an introvert like me, with no background in direct sales, and someone who struggles with anxiety can have success here, then you can too. I've been married to my best friend Whitney since May of 2013. And we have 3 incredibly beautiful children together, Hudson, Ellis, and Isla Grace. They are my biggest why. And inside of most of my jackets, on my name labels, you'll find Hudson's dad, Ellison's dad, and Isla's dad, with a few that read, I love my wife, in there just so she doesn't feel left out. Almost everything that I want to achieve and build can be tied back to them. Through the Tom James opportunity, we've been able to take some really fun trips as a family. Most notably renting a beach house for my family, my parents, my sister's family for a week. We've been to Disney twice with my kids, and we've got another trip this September, which will be renting a house for 11 family members that we're taking with us, and several other trips. We've been blessed to give to our church and some people in our community who were in need. And being able to have a flexible schedule has allowed me to go to summer camp with Hudson and the annual Daddy-Daughter Ball that is the highlight of Ellis's and my year. I was even able to be a sponsor for the event this year. So moving on to how I got up here. Steve reached out to me to let me know that I'd been selected for this opportunity to talk with you. He described it as a best all-around superlative, and honestly, I've never felt like I was the best at anything here. We've been really blessed as a company to have so many remarkable partners. There have been a ton of people who sold more than me, got more new business than me, have been here longer, led a bigger team, had better dialogues and systems than me. And for one reason or another, they left. So I guess there's at least one thing that I've been good at, and that's staying here. Even when it's been hard, and not giving up. And anyone here can do that. You just have to choose to. So I'd like to share with you 5 people who have changed my thinking and continue to drive me to become the person that I want to be. I started my career with Tom James in January of 2015 at the age of 30, looking for a better opportunity for my new family. My wife and I just learned that she was pregnant with our son, my first, in November of 2014. I found out about Tom James and I was interested in the potential to make more money than I or anyone else in my family had ever made before. And long story bearable, I made it through my first year with a record-setting 447 units. I know. And I was making less than the job I had just left while working harder than I'd ever worked before. When I was tempted to leave, I thought back, as I have on more than one occasion, to one of my first Tom James interactions. I was with Jim Poston on my follow day for my interview, being treated to a world-class lunch at the exclusive Applebee's. It's true. As Jim shared the Tom James opportunity with me, he was graciously transparent. And he pulled up his stock statement and shared it with me. Now, without disclosing any personal financial information, I don't think I'm telling any secrets here, but I was floored. I thought to myself in that moment, if I can be 25% as good as he is at this, I can retire a millionaire. And I can be 25% as good as anybody at anything. So I stayed, and I grew a little. And in January 2019, I hired Walker Suits, and then I lost them in October, only 10 months later. I was feeling like I failed. But I decided to move forward and had a decent November after a rough year. After having a better January and February to start the new year, I thought that I was finally figuring this thing out. And 2020 was going to be my year. Clearly, anyone who was here back then knows how the rest of that year went. And I struggled just like so many of us did that year. And every time I wanted to quit, I reminded myself of that stock statement that Jim showed me back in 2015. I just had to outlast the pandemic. Then came May of 2021, and that hit like a brick. I had checked out. I was convinced that I was never going to be good enough to make this work. I still had not even hit PC. There I was in year 6 with no significant accomplishments, and all while college kids, no offense, were all around me crushing it, hitting their first year or two. I thought, well, they did a sales program. They're in a better market. They're more personable, outgoing, and charismatic than I'll ever be. This just wasn't for me. Then came the second person. My phone rang one July day right after the meeting. I didn't recognize the number, so I did what any good salesman does. I answered it. To my total shock, it was Dan Milas. Didn't even know that Dan knew who I was. He called me right after the meeting, and I had not been to a meeting in several years, so he explained that the follow days were no strings attached through the end of the year. Asked if I wanted to come to Chicago. And so I'd never been to Chicago, so I went to Chicago for a free trip. Dan showed me how close I actually was to hitting my goals. I had never taken a real look at my business because I told myself I wasn't good at this, and looking at my business wouldn't make anything better. While I was there, I also had the opportunity to talk to Elaine Skoglin, my person number 3. She asked me about my goals, and I laughed at her and said that I was more than a little ashamed to say that sitting in year 6, my goal was still PC. Elaine shared with me that she didn't hit PC until her 6th or 7th year. I can't remember now which one it was. And that I shouldn't compare myself to anyone else. This was my career, not anyone else's. So I returned home with a new plan and new thinking. I decided to stop comparing myself to everyone around me, focus on what I could control, and make a commitment to growing my Rolling 12. I went on to have massive growth, finally hit PC in January of 2022, then cabinet in June, but was still wanting to build a team. I hired Carter Cheek in July of 2022 and lost her in February of 2023. I started to feel like Greenville wasn't big enough to hire. But there was one major problem with my logic. Jill Poston. Jill Scott, sorry. Jill transferred to our office from Atlanta in 2022. And in the 10 months that she sold that year, she did over 2,600 units. So I thought to myself, if someone can come here and not have any clients, work a condensed work week, and build that in less than a year, then we can hire. There's enough business. Person number 4 broke my belief barriers for my city. Last year, I decided I was going to grow my office. I hired Mercedes Purington in July, Max Vernon in September, and Callie Sneed in December. I also started the You Build It, You Keep It process, and throughout this period of having what felt like a temporary residence in Tennessee and learning to be more efficient with the fewer selling days that I had, I grew my sales and I grew our people. Don't get excited yet. I continued growing our team in March by hiring Avery Cole. In May, I completed the You Build It, You Keep It process and became the Greenville store leader. That same month, I lost Max Vernon in week 1. Last month in June, I lost Callie Sneed in week 2. And then Avery Cole in week 3. To say that I felt like fraud would be an understatement. I just lost 3 of the 4 people I had spent the last 10 months pouring into. I was starting to feel like I was not good enough to build a team. Here's where my 5th person comes in. I was having a one-on-one with Mercedes and going over how impressive and consistent she is with getting new clients each month. She consistently averages around 10 every month. Now, you may ask yourself why this is significant to me, her leader, 10 plus years in. Well, I was working on researching myself for this speech. And I want to share something that's pretty embarrassing that I discovered. I have never added more than 9 new clients in any month I've been here. When I discovered this, I thought immediately back to Applebee's with Jim. I can be 25% as good as anyone at anything, I told myself. The problem I had just realized is that I have never seen myself as being more than 25% capable or deserving of anything. Now, I can't tell you that I've got that part figured out just yet, but I'm aware of it now, and that means I can work on it. Over these past 10 and a half years, Tom James has provided me with many opportunities. I've experienced personal growth and become a better person for being here. I've experienced financial success that has allowed my wife to make the decision to leave her career as a nurse and homeschool our children. I've experienced the absolute joy of getting to pour into other people and hopefully make their lives a little bit better. I've experienced the blessing and privilege of working closely with some of the most successful men and women in the upstate of South Carolina and the western North Carolina area. And lastly, I'm scheduled to experience, Lord willing, a retirement with the level of dignity that each one of us can and should have. So what's the takeaway from my rambling? I guess my point is this. Jim Poston, this is the greatest opportunity available to anyone who will stay and work for it. Dan Milas, you're closer to your goals than you think. You just may need a little help with perspective. Elaine Skoglund, don't compare yourself to anyone else. This is your career. Jill Scott, you're not thinking big enough, and there's always more you can achieve. Mercedes Purington, you're capable and worthy of success. Focus on being consistent. My wife sent me this the other day on Instagram, and I think it's timely, so I'll share it. We often view our success or failure in small bits of time. Show yourself some grace, show others gratitude, and give yourself enough time for your success to play out. Thank you so much for the honor and privilege of speaking with you.
Okay, let's give it up one more time for Scott. Woo! All right, guys, thank you so much for your undivided attention and for your high energy today. A couple reminders. Hang on to your notes from our 45-second activity. Beef them up before we meet again on Thursday. And for anybody headed to the CEO dinner, you're headed downstairs to Ario. It's right here in the resort. Congratulations on all of your success. Go enjoy dinner and wine on Todd. Thank you.
Let's do it. Thank you all.